first grade mathematicians. Today we're going to continue learning about data and look at a type of graph called a bar graph. And this type of graph will definitely help us see that data in a visual way, so that we can kind of compare it and make decisions that make sense. So here's this bar graph I found from when I was having a family book club with some other teachers. And you can kind of see right away that there's some bars that are way longer. And without much time, I can kind of see that 6 o'clock is a much more popular time for the families that were surveyed because right away those bars jump out at me. So that's kind of the cool part about looking at data in a graph is it makes the information super clear and kind of super fast. So let's talk about the different parts on a bar graph. I got this image from a book on Epic, if you want to check that out. But there's a title, which tells you the information that the graph is going to be giving. And then there's labels to tell you what's being measured. So this label here says it's for the number of students. That's what was counted. And this label at the bottom for the type of student. And this is a vertical bar graph where the bars are going up. We call that vertical. What you really want to pay close attention to is the scale. Scale, how many? Because the scale tells you these lines, the amount. And this scale is starting at 0 and it's going up by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But not all scales go up by ones. So you definitely want to pay close attention because when you look at these bars, these rectangles, you'll want to see what line they reach to and then check out what the scale is to know that, oh, okay, this is counting by one, so it's going up to 12. Let's do a little practice. I was reading this book also on Epic called In the Desert, and it has really interesting facts about deserts. But this one kind of made me go, wow! Because deserts are huge, but the Sahara Desert, I can tell from this graph, is 3.5 million. And the next largest desert, the Arabian Desert, is 1 million. Now, if I had just heard that numbers, I would have been like, oh, okay. But when I see it in this graph, I'm like, the Sahara Desert is ginormous because look how much higher that stretches. Oh my goodness. Good thing the author and illustrator decided to include a graph here because that really helped me understand the data. Now, this is a vertical graph. Sometimes the bar graphs will be horizontal. So this is an actual graph from when my class a few years ago voted on what problem they were interested in solving. And so you can kind of see that the choices here are on the side. And then look at this scale. This scale is going up by 5s. So each line is showing an amount of 5. And it kind of tells us which choices had more votes right off the bat because you can see which bars are longer. So I can kind of see, oh, there's 2 front runners. People are kind of interested in solving this problem of people not being kind, and then also this problem of litter. So by seeing the information in this bar graph, I kind of know, okay, those are the 2 most popular choices. And then we can move forward with making our plans. All right, so now it's your turn to practice reading a bar graph. Does anyone know what this place is? It's in Glenview. Yeah, it's the Dairy Bar, which sells some pretty delicious ice cream. And the people who work at the Dairy Bar were so kind that they sent over some of their data for you first grade mathematicians to take a look at and analyze. And they sent over some data on their sales. Sales is when you sell something. So take a look at their bar graph. Make sure you note the scale and see what kind of information or claims you can make based on the data you see in the Dairy Bar graph. Okay, have fun.